Ronaldo is back in the Prem, and that means a lot of people's fantasy teams are going to be changing. So, I'm going to run you through a little draft I made for a wildcard to fit Ronaldo in your team for Game Week 4. And starting off in goal, to be honest, I'm not changing anything. Robert Sanchez for me is still the best option. He's too cheap to ignore, 4.5 million. I think he might be one of the only starting goalkeepers in the league who is less than 5 million, and he's just going to get you points anyway because Brighton's defence is pretty decent considering the fact that they're like a mid-table to relegation club. And in defence, I think Trent is still non-negotiable, still a must-have for me. Keep him in there. Although you could probably get away with freeing up some funds, I'd still keep him in there. I've kept Luca Dean in, even though we're going for a wildcard team. I just think Everton's fixture is still pretty good, although I don't trust their defence that much. Luca Dean's always a good option because of how good his crossing is for assists, and I think he might be on free kicks considering the fact that Hammers isn't playing. I've also brought in Connor Cody from Wolves because although they've lost every single game so far this season, their fixtures now, again, a lot better. They have incredible fixtures. They've got Watford away, Brentford at home, Southampton away, and Newcastle at home, and then a couple more, a little bit more difficult, but still not too difficult after that. Moving straight on to midfield, Salah still a must. Obviously, he's got the record amount of points in fantasy. I think 300 and something. I can't talk. Low 300s, but obviously Salah's still a must. I have transferred out Bruno. Bit controversial, but that's for a reason you'll find out later in the video. I've brought in Salah's teammate in Jota because Liverpool have decent fixtures and Firmino's picked up a bit of a knock. And if you've got someone in midfield who's probably going to be starting up front for one of the best teams in the league, then it's a no-brainer really, isn't it? But now this is where it's a bit of a 50-50. I still haven't made the decision. Probably won't decide till the deadline. But obviously you'll see on the screen now, it's Demarai Gray and Ferran Torres. Or the other option is Adama Traore and Rafinha. And Wolves have brilliant fixtures, like I mentioned before. And although Adama has absolutely no end product whatsoever, he has had the most big chances this season for Wolves. And surely at some point he's got to start putting them away soon. And Leeds also have good fixtures coming up, obviously, apart from Liverpool next game. And Rafinha is very dangerous on his day, and always seems to be against Everton, clearly, because he scored goal of the month contender. And moving on to Torres and Gray, Ferran has been playing up front for the best attack in the league, but I still don't know if I can trust Pep Roulette. That's the only thing with him. And I'm also not sure if I completely trust Gray to stay consistent with his form at Everton. I'm not sure I completely trust Everton to keep playing as well as they are under Rafa. And onto the forwards, I'm going to have to finally put in Mikel Antonio. I was going to have him in Game Week 1, went with Ings instead. Was going to transfer him in Game Week 2, but actually no, I wasn't because I kept things in. Well, I wasn't going to transfer in Antonio Game Week 2, although I was a bit annoyed I didn't have him in Game Week 1. I kept my free transfer, moving into Game Week 3, was going to transfer him in, went with Ben Rama instead. You all know how that went. Tony did score in the end, still very annoyed about that, but finally I'm going to have to put Antonio in. Hopefully he keeps his good form up now. And I've stuck with Calvert-Lewin, obviously, because Everton's fixtures still look pretty good. I think Ings, you have to get him gone now, unless you don't have the transfer to do it. Transfer available. His fixtures are just looking too difficult. He is a bagsman, and he can probably still score against the better teams. It's just a lot less likely, isn't it? And like I was on about before, I have transferred out Bruno Fernandes, and that is obviously to bring in the second greatest player of all time. Maybe even third. No, probably second. I think Messi is better than Ronaldo, but obviously you know what you're going to get with Ronaldo. Back in the Prem, back at United. He's going to score goals either way. The only thing I'm worried about is I'm not sure he'll start straight away, but surely he's got to. One of the greatest of all time, he has to start straight away, but I'm not sure he will. Lukaku's also an option in there, but the whole point of the video is fitting in Ronaldo into a wildcard draft team. The thing is with Lukaku, he's definitely going to start against Villa. Villa at home, could easily bag, but Lukaku has got difficult fixtures after that up until Game Week 7, and I might be considering to transfer in Lukaku for game week 7. I think some people are going for both Lukaku and Ronaldo up front. However, I think one premium forward and one premium midfielder is far better than two premium forwards, because you've got to have Salah in there realistically. And to be honest, DCL and Antonio, or if you're going for Bamford, maybe even Raul Jimenez with Wolves fixtures, they're all bagsmen too. They can all score goals, maybe not as many as Lukaku, but they can all score goals. So I just don't see the point in having two premium forwards, to be honest. But anyway, that's a team set in. Well, not set in actually, because, don't know whether to go for Gray and Torres or Adama and Rafinha. But anyway, moving on to the subs. And for the goalkeeper, Ben Foster's injured. Unfortunately, I'm going to have to take out the cycling goalkeeper. I just think the most logical option, if you've got Robert Sanchez in goal, is to go for Steele. I think it's Jed Steele. Because if Sanchez gets injured, Steele's straight in the Brighton team. There you go. You don't need to make a transfer. Another Brighton player, defender, Duffy. Brilliant start to the season. I could even potentially start him for game week 4, but I think Cody's the best option. Midfielder, there's 4.5 million for Sissoko. I think is a brilliant price, because realistically he's going to start most games for Watford, and he's a pretty attacking midfielder, isn't he? And the final sub is Tino Livramento at Southampton. He's created quite a few chances for them so far. And I don't really trust Southampton's defence, but you can't go wrong for, I think it's 4.2 million now. So that is the team complete, guys. Still subject to change. Let me know down in the comments if you're going to play your wild card for game week 4. And thanks for watching. Drop a like if you enjoyed the video, and I'll see you on the next one.